Well, hello Scorpio, it's December 2019. Merry Christmas, a little early, but I'm not going to see you till early next year. So thanks are also in order for all of you who've supported me and astrology.com.au over the last year. All of you who've sent me notes and thank yous. I do appreciate that. You keep me going. And this month I want to reciprocate by, again, showing you the important transits that are taking place. And for you especially here, this third house, we've noted for some time, and on a few occasions I've been talking about how your communication and the way you think has definitely taken a very different turn. Would you agree? The third house here has also on the 2nd of December a very, very important transit. For the first time in 12 years, Jupiter moving into the sign of Capricorn. Now, that's particularly important because it brings with it a whole new positive spin. That cynicism of Saturn and Pluto has definitely been there. You know what I'm talking about. While you've got Venus and Jupiter transiting here, I think you felt a lot lighter. These planets lighten things a lot. Now, doesn't mean things aren't still as serious. There may be relationship issues that you're working through, legal matters, bureaucratic matters, professional matters. But the important thing here is that for the first time in 12 years, the transit of Jupiter into the third house, with Venus here, which is a quicker moving planet, Jupiter will spend almost a year here, maybe a year. So we see that this is going to be a strong focal point. Just as a hint, take a look up here at the dates as I'm speaking. If I overlook a date, you can quickly reference it here in the upper left-hand corner. But, you know, we'll notice the financial transit in the last year. Now, this third house of communication, the way you relate ideas to other people. The ideas themselves are going to be changing for you right now. And right at this time, too, the full moon taking place around the 12th here in this 8th house, which has to do more with the deeper psychological components of your personality. Looking at that, shared resources, the way you're dealing with other people's money. But I think based upon this strong stellium of planets here in this third house, which is your communication style, that this full moon in the 8th house has to do with really looking at new techniques of communication. You know, I've heard of neuro-linguistic programming, non-verbal communication, understanding communication as a means of gaining a superior edge in not just your business life, but in your personal relationships. Because, you know, it's very easy to fall into this trap of, you know, this is how I am, this is how you are. You know, you see the repetitive sort of Groundhog Day problems that arise. You know, I want to go out on a Friday night. Your partner says, well, why do you want to go out? And then bang, 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 bang. Oh, I want to spend this money. Bang, bang, bang. So what this is showing me is a very distinct shift. And I'm going to show you in a moment, Scorpio, why that shift is even more prevalent here. You've got such an intense build-up. I'm focusing predominantly on this third house, these third house matters, because all of the planets are here. So this shift in the way you communicate is going to bring with it, have a look there, from as early as the 21st, which is a few days before Christmas, Venus moving through the 4th house. Now, this new angle on the way you communicate with others, the way you negotiate, the way you contract yourself in your work, this covers a whole lot of areas, not just communication, but we see the pacifying influence of Venus in this 4th house. Venus gets strong directional strength here in the 4th house. That may also mean moving north, or at least traveling north during the Christmas break and gaining some benefits from that, especially because your relationships have been under the hammer of Uranus here. Venus rules your primary relationships, and moving in this 4th house brings with it a pacifying energy. Now, I told you to watch out for this next important transit. Firstly was the Sun around the 22nd, 23rd into this 3rd house. And then you're going to see the new moon taking place here on the 27th right here next to Jupiter. Now that's important because it shows me again, and it actually underpins what I'm saying here about this very important shift in the way that you communicate, the way that you think, the way you negotiate. Things that haven't worked for you before are starting to make an impact on you, in that you realize if you're using a particular tool to solve a problem or to fix something and it's not working, then you have to change the tool. And that's exactly what is happening, and I think that's going to be accelerated when this new moon takes place. Look, Mercury also moves into this area as well. You cannot escape the radical change that's going on in your mind. You are becoming a brand new person. It's almost like the metamorphosis of that bug, that worm, that caterpillar in the cocoon, and then emerging as this beautiful butterfly. And I think that's what's been happening to you over the last year or two, Scorpio. It hasn't been easy. Think about that. Birth is never easy, but once that birth takes place, a whole new being emerges, and I think that's what's going on here. And that is all resting on the way that you communicate, the way that you think. It's a shift in your thinking. And I think you've got a lot of self-awareness about that, and you've become more tuned in to the inner mechanisms of your thinking and how that is impacting on your relationships generally. I've uploaded 2020, what I'm going to call 2020 Future Vision. You know, they talk about 2020 vision. Well, it's an important year for you, as I've mentioned, with Jupiter. I want you to take a look at the 3,000 words I've uploaded for you for 2020 already. I'm going to be here next month with your special edition, the 2020 video, to give you the highlights of 2020 and what's going on in January 2020. And I invite you to go over there to astrology.com.au to take a look at that. Drop me a line if you wish. I'm always happy to respond, given my time constraints. And if you'd like a personal reading with me to find out what's happening in the new year, that's always a good idea. Subscribe, and I'll see you here. Happy Christmas, safe Christmas. I hope you get the gifts you've been praying that Santa will bring you. And again, I thank you for your visiting here. Take care now. Bye-bye.